Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel Backtracks Australia. In this episode, I will be reviewing, at last, the Zpacks classic sleeping bag. So what I've done is got the negative 15 degree bag Celsius. I don't believe they make that anymore. I think the limit is now negative 12. They probably reclassified it because I don't think this would actually be a negative 15 degree bag, but I'll get into that very shortly. This bag is awesome. I love it. My favorite point about it, I guess, is because it is so light. It comes in at just 675 grams, and that's for a negative 15 degree bag. I think that's pretty awesome. It does pack down into a package about this big. I probably could compress it more if I got a proper bag to compress it in, but I just keep it in a regular Zpacks sort of waterproof bag. That's not actually waterproof, but anyway. So yeah, I keep it in that. It's shipped with that from Zpacks, so I just keep it in there. It fits perfectly. There's not much extra room in there. So yeah, I don't feel that's too bad. But yeah, I mean, this is so lofty. You take it out and you give it a couple of minutes, give it a bit of a shake, and it lofts up greatly. Like this bag, you probably can't see it too well, but yeah, this bag is just fantastic. They use some pretty good products in here. Very, very lightweight material, however, and you can get snagged and get holes in it very easily. I do have a couple of points here. You can probably see I got some feathers poking out. That's a pretty common thing for this bag to happen because the material is so delicate. I think I'm snagging holes in these from the Velcro on the actual stuff bag or the dry bag it comes with. And that's all it takes, is a little bit of a brush up against Velcro and you've got another hole in it. So it's not a whole lot you can do, unfortunately. But that's, I guess, the price you pay for getting such a lightweight bag. You've got to expect the materials are going to be very delicate, but they're certainly going to be saving all that extra weight. To me, I think it's worth it. I'll lose a couple of feathers here and there, but this bag has got so many of them, it's not a big drama. If I do get a major hole, I can get those little patch repair kits for fabrics. I could always stick on there. I always carry a couple of those in an emergency while I'm hiking. Yeah, so the design, it has like long baffles. So you can see it has long strips along the main section of the bag, around where the heat is essential to keep. And then in the toe box, you can see the baffles change from straight line up and down your body to sort of wrapping around your feet. So I'm not a huge fan of this baffle design because I find that the feathers inside or the down inside doesn't go sort of where you need it, and I actually get quite cold sometimes sleeping in this until I've warmed up the bag properly. If I move the down around, I find I can improve that and I can get a bit more comfort, but unfortunately, just because the baffles are so large, the down moves around a fair amount and you might find some cold patches where the down isn't existent much at all. So I guess that is the biggest, downside to this bag, but I think that is greatly outweighed by the lightweight materials and like the just well thought through design of the bag. They've done the zip to only go down part of the way. So the zip here stops at the toe box, so there's no need for a full length zip. That saves weight. There is no material that actually goes over the zip. You're designed to actually lay on top of the zip with this facing your sleeping mat underneath, so that way there's no extra material wasted here, because the material you're sleeping on top of, it flattens down, it flattens the down, and there's going to be very minimal insulation from what is actually underneath you, so your sleeping mat is doing most of the work there. So yeah, that is certainly something that's not needed and is I guess it's good with this design, with this sleeping bag, with the goal of being as light as possible. Coming up to the top, really clever mechanism to keep this shut around you. As you wriggle and move around, the zip wants to work its way down, but there's this real easy toggle release here, and that can allow you to zip the bag up, and it will stay zipped up simply with this extra sort of reinforcement there for the zip. So that's good, that's light, and that doesn't sort of get in the way. You can't feel it when you're sleeping on top of it. It's actually quite good in that way. So one thing that before I bought this, I was aware of is the closure that comes up around your neck or your face when you're sleeping. It's very elasticy, and you have to pull it a very, 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 very long way. Look at that. I've had to pull it that much just to get it. That's probably how cinched up, you can see, that's probably how cinched up I'll have it, right up around my neck or up like just below my nose. So yeah, I mean, it's not too bad, but when you're sleeping, you've got this dangly cord. This will be on the inside because obviously you pull it tight after you've crawled into the bag. So this is dangling around in your face because it's actually opposite of the zip side. So this is up where your face is. So that's not the best design, but I mean, it's easy to find because it's bumping around in your face all night. You can tuck it away and you get used to it pretty quick. And usually I end up with the zip, you know, on the top side after I wake up in the morning because I roll around so much during the night. So realistically, it's not a huge problem. But yeah, I mean, it's just too elasticy. It needs to be like a, I don't know. It's certainly an area for improvement, and just be conscious of that. That's going to get in your way. New models might have fixed this, so this is a model I bought probably about 2 years ago now. So I've got the sort of normal fit, and I got the average length, I believe. I'm 172 centimeters tall, and I think this bag is designed for someone like 173 centimeters or something like that, so it's close. I find that pretty accurate. It's fit me. That length is just fine. My feet do touch the end if I completely stretch out, but I mean, there's no wasted space and I don't feel like I'm cramped up in there. This does run a narrow kind of fit, again, to cut down in material. So if you are a bigger build, broader shoulders, pretty much most guys, you don't want to get the normal build. You probably want to consider getting the wider build bag. And if you're a very, very slender female, then you might want to consider the slim. But I mean, this bag naturally is a lot slimmer than any other sleeping bag I've slept in. So I've briefly touched on the warmth. It's extremely warm once the bag gets warm, and if you've got the down in the right spots and there's no gaps. I actually sleep in this bag still with my puffy coat on. I have my sleepwear on, which is thermal top and bottoms. And I also wear a thick pair of woolly socks. I can also wear my fleece under it, which I do on most occasions. And I use the hoods of the fleece and the down to keep my head warm, along with a beanie, because that sticks out of the bag. So yeah, I guess, you know, it's negative a 15-degree bag, but I'm still having to wear another down jacket and a fleece jacket under it. So, I mean, I don't know how accurate this negative 15 degree is for a male. I'm sure the warmth of this bag will be felt to be a lot warmer than myself. I do sleep really cold, so I don't know why I'm still cold in a negative 15 degree bag, but I am. However, in saying that, once I've slept in it for about 3 to 4 hours, I start to get hot. So my body's completely warmed up all the insulation, and then I start getting hot. But that's not a problem in this bag because it does have that classic sleeping bag zip. I mean, it doesn't go all the way down to your feet, but it means your feet can always stay tucked in, and you can zip it most of the way down. So you can sort of open it up like a quilt, but have your feet sort of inside the bag all the time, which I think is nice. I like to keep my feet nice and toasty, because if they're warm, I'm generally warm. So I just unzip the top part of my bag, drape it over the top part of my body, just like a quilt, and then I can stick an elbow out or an arm out, or, you know, it gives me a lot more movement anyway, so I'm not like cocooned up in this sleeping bag all night. So, but usually that does take me to like 3 or 4 hour mark during the night to sort of get that point where I'm warm enough I can start opening the bag up again. So, but it's good, you've got that versatility with the bag. So if you do sleep a lot warmer, you can open this up and use it like a quilt. It's just not a full quilt because they're saving on the weight by not having a zipper go all the way down to your toes. But Zpacks do have another option. You can get the full zip, or you can even get no zip, or I think you can even get a 3/4 zip, so even less zip than this. So, but yeah, the options are on the Zpacks website. Have a look, they're always changing. Like I said, they don't do the negative 15 degree bag anymore. They do a negative 12 or a negative 10. So yeah, it's always changing. Have a look there, and yeah, overall, I recommend it. I think it's a great bag, but the temperature ratings I question. When I do my through hike on the Hyson Trail, I might even carry a sleeping bag liner because I hate being cold. And I think that kind of defies the point of having a really lightweight bag like this. I mean, it's meant to be negative 15 degrees. I shouldn't have to have any other liners or anything. I'm going to be sleeping in areas, you know, it would probably hit 0 degrees. It would very rarely go below 0. And I'm still too cold in this. So, look, it's a good bag. I really do like it, but yeah, I don't know. There might be a better sleeping bag out there for me that will keep me warmer, or the Baffle design might keep the down in a better location, because I think that's the downfall, is that there's just little spots that let all the cold air in through around the torso, and that's how I get cold. And it's just too hard. You can't really move these down feathers around too easily. You can always chuck it in a dryer with a tennis ball, but I mean, I've used this only a handful amount of times. It doesn't need washing, and I'm not going to wash it until it really needs it. But even still, you know, the down shouldn't have moved that much because I haven't used it a whole lot. So the fact that it's already getting those cold spots is, I guess, a bit frustrating. And yeah, it is too hard to move the down around. I mean, you sit there all night trying to fart around with it, trying to cover up all the cold spots. But again, you know, a couple of hours, your body heats the whole bag up, and you're cooking. So, you know, I've had other sleeping bags. I haven't had these kind of problems where I feel these real cold bits coming through. So I'm going to say that is probably the biggest downfall of this sleeping bag. So look, keep it in mind. I don't know if I should recommend this bag or not. You know, it's got its pros, it's got its cons. It's really lightweight and it's really warm once you get it warm. But yeah, this is the way the down moves through the bag, leaves cold spots. I don't know. The fact that I have to carry a liner says maybe it isn't the best bag. Maybe I shouldn't recommend it. I'll certainly keep my eyes open for another sleeping bag, but you just can't beat the weight. This is, like I said, 675 grams. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what to say, but I've given you the information in my opinion and thoughts anyway. Everyone sleeps differently, everyone has different sort of thresholds for the temperature. So take this information, think about it, and hopefully it helps you make your decision in the future. And perhaps if Zpacks designs their baffles a little bit differently, so they're not so long, maybe smaller sections or something, perhaps then that could fix that problem. And you know, if they do that, great. I would absolutely recommend this bag. But at this stage, yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. But again, it's a great bag and I'm really happy with it. So I mean, I'm contradicting myself here. But yeah, I guess lightweight is my ultimate goal. And this certainly has shed a good ½ kilo off from my last sleeping bag, and I'm sleeping about the same comfort level as that bag, so I can't complain. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, hit the like button if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Thanks.